Hello. Okay, I think that's it. Hello. I was trying to not have the cars this morning in the background, but um, probably not likely. But thank you for joining me. I've been silent for a little bit, and my intention prior was to kind of get this YouTube channel moving and um, for reasons divinely out of my control and also deeply personal. Um, yeah, I just chose to invest the guidance and energy in other ways divinely, because if I've learned nothing in this world is that we are on a path of creation. We are a creation story, right? We are life. And we're not doing this alone. And yet, what we are and who we are is something that plays such a key aspect in how we co-create this life together, how we build the systems of the world, and how we live our day-to-day life. And the essence of who we are and what we show up with is something that is always co-creating with one another. And this is not, this organism is better than this and da da da. It is literally the web of life, the circle of life, all of what we've been, taught. If you look and watch and really pay attention to all the stories, all the scriptures, ancient texts, myths, poetry, music, everything's been telling us these things, and we've interpreted them from human ways, and that has been an evolution of creation. It's been an evolution of consciousness that lives within every organism in around you, every cell in your being. And we've never been taught how to live this life. And the invitation is the blending of knowledge and wisdom. So if you follow scriptures and dogmas of faiths, looking at those words in new and different ways, because the ways that we have interpreted in the past are ways that have created this world we live in right now. Like it or not, there's no shame, no condemnation, no foul, no harm, or I don't even know all the right ways to say that. But my intention is that you really listen deeply into the idea that the root of our issues go back very far, and we carry the stories of our ancestries in ourselves, and there's far more beyond what we know. And will we ever know everything? Is that even the point? Not in my perspective, but that's what I'm here to share. And I have been on my own path of becoming, awakening, listening to my heart song. I don't know. It's just how my life has evolved. And through my personal experience of making the conscious choice many years ago to start a meditation practice. And I've always been a deep dreamer, feeler, to be honest, a listener of spirit before I knew what that even meant. And I know now my soul path, and it's hard. It's hard to live in your soul path in the world that we've created. And as we can see, this mirror reflection looking back at us is like chaos and destruction. So here I am. I'm back on this channel and this platform, and I'm playing with all the creative ways that I am inspired by my awareness to share the messages that I am given, because they're beautiful and they're profound. And I truly believe it's the song that sings within all of everyone, and it's the medicine this world needs right now. And the invitation, which you'll get to in a minute, is to really listen and come home to yourself. And so the channeling that I wrote this morning, that came through to be shared, on like my direction, because my retirement plan is what I'm calling it, is because I've always said that my soul purpose, my soul longing, my soul job, my soul work was probably going to be when my children all left the home. But that came earlier than I planned, and that's one of the things that's exciting about this work, is the more you tune into yourself, the more life shows up for you. And God shows up for you, a creation beyond you. If that word makes you uncomfortable, come to terms with a word that makes you comfortable with how you came to be into this body and what animates it. And start with you, because no matter what, that is the reality that you're functioning in this world from. And that is the song you're singing. That's the vibration and the frequency that goes out into the ethers. And the interconnectedness, when we feel something, truly think about where that feeling comes from. We have a story connected to it. Probably, if we can also invoke a feeling through a picture, through me saying something. This is triggering something within you. What is it and why? Get to know yourself. From that space, you interpret the outside world. And I am highly an intuitive, empathic, and this is the essence I came. I would not be given the gifts that I've been given if they were not meant to be used. And if I am in spaces and places that can't respect that, and if I am singing my song as it's authentically coming because it's in response to the reflection on the other end, we move, we flow, we are. And the more we are in tune with the essence of who we are, what we're here to do, how we're supposed to interact with one another, if we're blinded by stories that disempower and break down in any way, shape, or form what we are seeing on the outside, that is what we are seeing within ourselves. And the passion and the rage, the sacred devotion to being the mirror that people need to see, to change the world, to actually shift humanity into a new way of being, a new earth. It does not start by controlling, manipulating, using your power and force against another. When you go to give feedback or information, when you're communing, what is the story that's animating in your head? What are you working for? Sit with it. Truly learn the skill of listening in you. Practice contemplating scenarios, ideas. Try a new way, because this way, look outside. I can look outside here and see a very different story of what I see on my phone, on the screen, outside when I interact with people. Thank God I have the protection I do by the source that is guiding me. And it has been hard. But I have just true faith in what I'm guided and what I'm here to share. And so, with that, my channeling this morning was because I've been asking, how am I supposed to share? You've guided me with this voice, with this song, with this way. And there's a plethora of ways I can navigate it there. And I'm asking to meet myself where what shows up. And I have been isolated in my home, honestly, now that I think about it, for 15 years. And working from that space, that, dedicating my energies to places and spaces in ways that I was conditioned to do for so many ways. Dishonoring myself by being in places that are not respected. And I am not respecting myself by using my energy in places that I'm supposed to, or that get me what I need to survive, and trusting the guidance within me. And also fearing and all the human stuff. That's what is going to be invoked if you walk with me on a journey. And so back to my channeling. What I was asking and shared and guided to share today, which I've been on a journey of doing that for a very long time. And today it is sharing to be, now that my focus is just this, share a Poetic Justice series. And coming home to myself, I have realized that little girl, that curious little girl that loved nature, that loved creating, she is so many things. But she's an artist. She is a musician. She is a poet. She's a mystic. She is a shaman and a healer. And she has so many things she's wanting to share that were not allowed to come out. Not because of a shame or blame, because that's how we've created our environment. And that's how we evolved till now. So back to my reading, because I wrote things and channeled it, and I don't want to get into my human blah, 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 because I have so much that's flowing in me, and this seems like the place to channel it. So there's an ache that cries through the scriptures and the ancient texts, the myths, the poetry, and the music. It's an understanding only nature understands fully. And why I use it as my mirror, as my teacher, as my medicine. Will you join me for a contemplation series on this Poetic Justice series? And I will do my best to share something on social media every day, because it has been what I've been guided to do. And there have been many, many layers of accepting that reality in the form that it wants me to, safely. And that's been a personal story of my own inner cleanup and distortions, and divinely being, guided and taken out of situations like, this is hurting you. It is no longer going to be in your life, no matter how much you try to stay. And the amount of guilt and the amount of fear and the amount of shame and judgment and like, why did I keep myself, like, all the stories, right? Like they knew this was dishonoring, and I still did it. And I was also guided. That's the key. That's the key. I have been on this guided journey that I don't talk about because it's been something that's been hard to explain. And why are we really called to what we're called to? I've been shown through these practices. So this contemplation series, sitting with the words and meanings and feeling into, yes, and what's that mean for me? What's the action to take every day to truly change from the inside out? So can you let it move you to true communion with your soul in whatever force you call your creator? You were created by that force, and not fully and one that's not fully understood by humans. And it's not been interpreted in ways that create life that is harmonious. I truly believe that heaven is a place on earth. It's not, we would not be created to have this and live like this. I don't understand when I look at all of the things I studied. And my way of bypassing what's really speaking into me is to intellectualize it, to read a book about it, take it outside myself. And when I figured that out, as the sun is coming up behind us, how yummy is that? But as I figured that out and realized it's a blend of knowledge and wisdom, this apple of, will you eat, Eve, how evil of her to eat the apple of knowledge and wisdom. Sit with that for a while. And we all have this force, two forces, a receptivity and an action. Okay? Feminine, masculine, there's lots of ways to interpret it. Everyone gets lost in understanding because of what we've come to call masculine and feminine. And there's so many tangents on this that take you away from the point, because it takes you back into trying to convince you of a narrative that I've been shown. Instead, I'm asking you to find your own. So, this force, if you really look at the roots of what scriptures and dogmas and religions and whatever, all of it, they call it omnipotent, all-powerful, omnipresent, all present and everywhere. That's even in the darkness, honeys. Like, let's go there. Omnipotent, all-knowing. You have the wisdom in you to know. Omnibenevolent, however you say that word, all good. All good. Can we look outside and really see what's happening in this world is good? It's causing us to change, isn't it? I'll get to that. And it's all loving. Can we embody that? When Jesus walked this planet, all the prophets that sing this song ask you what? I'm not asking you to follow a dogma of religion. I'm asking you to look into the light within you. Do your own research on Christ. How has it been interpreted? So many ways. What is your story? What is your meaning even of all powerful? I have these words that, I looked at and I was like, okay, well, what are they? What have we been told? What have we been told and what do I feel about them? This is the practice. So even before, if you don't or you do not want to follow me, this is a following out of inspiration, not because I told you to, because maybe there's something in here. What is it? If I get frustrated, angry, if what I'm seeing outside invokes something, why? If you don't know, you are reenacting past wounds. If you know, you're responding. And your job is to be in true honor, in integrity with whatever animates from that space. And this will come. I got to keep talking. I got to go back to this. All right. So can you even touch the magnitude of what is? As this beautiful sun comes. Can I cup it? That's so fun. It's big. It's created this sun. It's powerful. That sun is only one little piece of the cosmos. Do we even understand that? That is what all of creation is. Just take a moment and find one living thing. This is the invitation of today to you if you want to take it, along with I'm bringing you many, I guess. Take one thing. Oh, this beautiful Palo Santo wood, sacred wood. It's so freaking magnificent. Literally, look at it. The parts I've burned, like I could spend all day contemplating that. It would be like very fun. This is the scientific part of us, right? Like, what is this? That's gotten us here. We understand so much. We have so much data. And yet we're still seeking more information and we're missing the point of everyday life. Let's figure this out, people. And I'm not saying you may mean, well, what would happen if we all really dug in? What would? Nature has figured out a tree is a seed that grows with the resources it has into what it does. It experiences, it has to stay there, and it grows roots deep and it branches high, and that tree of life is so symbolic. All of the creatures, all of the life, everything. So take a moment and find beauty for just 1 minute. Deeply take in all of the subtleties. And when you're done, sit for a moment and turn that idea back into you. Close your eyes and feel from the inside. Whoa, that's a different experience. My grandmother was blind and I was fascinated with that. And this meditative world is that. There's so many ways. You don't even have to stay for very long. 3 breaths. Every time you get out of sync, come back. Inner world for 3 breaths. It's a practice that ripples. Every time you go to the bathroom, sit there a little longer. Maybe you have to go anyway. Like, take your time. Feel it even as you're releasing it. So many carry difficulties releasing. Why do we hold on to our shit, people? For one that struggled with constipation and use this to heal, I get this. I get this for myself. And it has walked me this path to share these things with you because they are what's really happening. The dis-ease we carry in our body is the dis-ease we carry in our hearts. This is not a shame. This is not a better than you story. It's a humans have never been taught this story. Human development and human consciousness has evolved. We were taught from fear, we were taught from power, and we were taught the root of separation. It is the divide in every human. We were taught a story that a man has all the knowing. It is a source has, and it is created in the soul spark of every creature and being, the divine spark of its essence. Every flower, every snowflake, every ray of light, even just zoom in on the ray of light, and it's this little, just, there's always something. You know, we can zoom in and we get to the same thing. If you haven't studied anything in quantum physics, that explains the as within, so without, as above, so below. And we see that in every sacred geometry. It just continues to spiral into this creation story we live every day. This separation is the divide in every human that ripples and distorts and causes dysfunction and chaos. The disease we carry in our cells is the disease we feel within. Your nervous system is your inner, it's paying attention. It's that part of you that has kept you alive. Thank it. When it percolates, why? Understand it. It has these rhythms and cycles, and they are far more interconnected with the world around you and one another than you understand. The seed of life you were born to be was buried by the conditions and societal ways that mirror the brokenness inside. Our outcomes come from the belief systems that drive our actions and how we behave. And again, not to shame how we behave. It's a mirror point to look at. And when you show up with your integrity and it animates and it percolates and it reacts and responds, honor it. You are an essence. You have a song. You have a story. And if you are in alignment and integrity with it, it moves this world the way it's supposed to. And this world is gonna change. We don't need to even try. It will. It is every moment. But what's going to change it to a place that honors humanity is inner peace. This peace we want outside ourselves starts within us. And that starts by peeling back the layers. And so I'll continue. We carry the ones we were taught, that we were created this world, that everyone on this globe is living. We do the most important work by beginning to repair that inner divide within ourselves. By doing this, you will get to know yourself so you can show up and radiate your gifts and talents and your soul song you were meant to sing. And trust me, friends, this world will harmonize to that. Sometimes I've had to be in spaces where I am my loud redhead. That sacred rage has to be seen. how it changes the external world? One I trust. It is natural law, and it starts within you. Breathe. Listen. Within, not outside. When the outside does something, take it in. Take it in. Feel it deeply. Study it deeply. Love yourself deeply. And show up with integrity for who you are in every moment, and see what ripples. You are a creation of the natural world, and we are far more interconnected. As one body of life, each little one of us, how do we show up to be the medicine for the world we need? And we all know someone who's gone through a severe illness, they take the medicine they need. It doesn't always look pretty. So as within, so without, as above and so below. The microcosm is a reflection of the macrocosm. You, we all live. We get to recreate all of what is broken, all of what is hurt, and we can do it. I believe in all of you. It's time to serve ourselves in what's no longer working. So join me, again, back to this contemplation series. And the practice is yours. The point, breathe, feel, contemplate the meaning of the words I will have for you. Let them inspire you. Love yourself with compassion and honor you no matter what. Do your best to not self-betray. And the first poem that I want to share in the series, and I'm going to share it fully just in this video, which I know it's long, but this is what I'm being guided to share today, is The Invitation. And what I want you to do is, just take it all in. And I want to bring just a stanza of each of it to you every day to sit with and truly feel into what it invokes with you. And I'd want to do it in a slow process with like all of it and then each little piece, because there's so much in it. It's a poem that I go back to a lot when I'm like, what am I doing here? What's your point, Teresa? What's your mission in life? What are you really singing this song for? When I have to have that loud rage that is not comfortable for me. It's one I suppress, and I have learned to harness this temper, this spirited redhead that I am. She's got a lot of dimensions, and she is so magnificent. Can you let her shine without being threatened? Can you harmonize and play with realness? Or does that, what does that do to you? That's the invitation as you're listening to this video. If you're here, why? I trust the process and I trust what unfolds if you are inspired to walk with me. So I will read a stanza of it, and I want you to truly feel with deepest love and compassion. This world will change, and I know it will. Change is not comfortable. It's not easy. So be with your discomfort and soften around it. Your fear, your hurt, your betrayal, your shame, your guilt, whatever it is, honor you. Feel it. As long as we carry this in ourselves, it will radiate out, and it is much easier to release than we know. Continue to come to the brokenness inside and watch how quickly it changes to a beauty. I wouldn't return to this practice if it wasn't a medicine. So keep seeing the deepest truths that long within and as long as we ignore it, the chaos will continue. So harmonize and come into coherence with you. And I've studied many things, one being the Heart Math Institute, and there's so many healers out here singing our songs, and my team has called me, and all the fears of how was I going to bring this song into this life, honoring the spaces and places that served my life, or so I thought, until you realize that your song isn't serving, and that is a guiding, you're guided through that too, and this journey. And I want to bring you some inspiration that will really change you from the inside out if you take the invitation. And so with that, I will read the poem that I'm going to ask you to join me on if it aligns. And it'll be a stanza at a time, but until then, this is it. And it is The Invitation by Orion Mountain Dreamer. I'm going to honor it with a little, it's clear. Listen to the sound and let it just radiate in you, and breathe. And as I read this, just slow your breath more and more. Close your eyes and listen. Clearing the space. Opening the heart. Listening. It doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for and what you dare to dream of meeting. Oh, and if you dare to meet, okay, my glasses, I need to adjust. I'll start over. It doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for. And if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing. That will be the first stanza I ask you to sit with. And I'll go on. It doesn't interest me how old you are. I want to know if you will risk looking like a fool for love, for your dream, for the adventure of being alive. It doesn't interest me what planets are squaring your moon. I want to know, I will say I love astrology, but I want to know if you have touched the center of your own sorrow. If you have been opened by life's betrayals, or have become shriveled and closed from fear of further pain. What is that pain? I want to know if you can sit with pain. Mine, your own, without moving to hide it, to fade it, or even fix it. Sit with that. I want to know, can you be with joy, mine or your own? If you can dance with the wildness and let ecstasy fill you to the tips of your fingers and toes without cautioning it to be careful, be realistic, Remember the limitations of being human. What are they really? Can we choose a different way in every moment? Can we really let go? Can we really show up every moment from a new place of self-compassion and letting go and forgiveness? What does that even look like? And if you can't, why? And ask because, and so, more times than you have ever done before, because there are a multitude of scenarios behind it. This world is multidimensional. Just that ray of sun behind us, there's so many reasons. It has a role in all of creation. And so do you. It doesn't interest me if the story you are telling me is true. I want to know if you can disappoint another to be true to yourself. If you can bear the accusation of betrayal and betray your own and not betray your own soul. If you can be faithless and therefore trustworthy. That one's a big one too. They're all big. I want to know if you can see beauty even when it's not pretty every day. This world, what are we doing? What are we talking about? How are we talking about it? It's not pretty out there. Listen today at the words you're using around the stories you're telling. They are potent. They are what are feeding your cells. And when you sit in distortions and dysfunctions and you repeat words that are harmful, and that's not saying that every word, but be mindful. Is the feedback you're giving truly coming from a place of self-honoring and self-betterment of the whole? And what is the whole? Can you become a bird above, seeing a bigger picture? There is one. We all play our part in the ecosystem, and that's how nature interacts with one another. There's those of us that can see up high. There's those of us that are on the ground. There's those of us that are singing many songs. Let's harness our power, people, and put it where it matters. That's the invitation. If you're not being honored in the spaces and places, you're not able to sing your song in the way that it is inviting you to sing, that change is what's needed. Honor yourself. Honor yourself. It's going to be hard because we have created distortion. Look at the systems you're in and act from a space that is truly honoring the bigger picture and listen from within, because you have a purpose in the places every single time. That may be to stand in a power and reflect something that's hard to someone. And that may be sitting back softly and breathing and into the room and calming the energies. There's so many ways we can show up in silence and in song. Our breath, our heart beats the vibration that animates beyond what we do in this world. That's where we're all interacting from. Can we harmonize that and be in places that let it sing and not make it, yeah, whatever the dysfunction is? Use this contemplation story to come home to yourself and see what happens. It's going to be small and incremental things within you that matter the most. The actions that we do outside are a result of what's in us. Do the work inside first and then act from that space. And watch what happens when it is uncomfortable. Breathe, sit, feel with one another. Get deeper than you ever have about what is really going on, because you have no idea what's going on within the other person at all. There are so many things that happen in our lives, in our inner world, and we're usually clouding the points. So it doesn't interest, or here, no, I'm up here. I want to know if you can see beauty when it's not pretty every day. If you can source your own life from its presence. Can we source our life from the presence of today? I want to know if you can live with failure, yours and mine, and still stand of the edge of the lake and shout to the silver of the full moon. Yes! Can you show up every day? It doesn't interest me to know where you live or how much money you have, what role you play. I want to know if you can get up after a night of grief and despair, weary and bruised to the bone, and do what needs to be done to feed the children. It doesn't interest me who you know or how you came to be here. I want to know, will you stand in the center of the fire with me and not shrink back? It doesn't interest me where or what or with whom you have studied. I want to know what sustains you from the inside when all else fades away. Can we die to the old ways and be reborn to a new? I want to know if you can be alone with yourself and truly like the company you keep in the empty moments. That is my invitation. And I walk it with you, my friend, every day, every moment, and I can promise you the practice that I walk is one that does bring inner peace, that does make me I don't care what, I can get agitated, I can get worked up, I can go through the human life and stories and challenges that are happening in this chaotic world. Through everyone's experiencing this, and everyone's asking for the same thing, and they all have a different narrative of why. And we don't even, oh my gosh, there's so much in everybody. It literally, it takes a lot of energy to sit in that for me. I've harnessed this inner peace that, it is something that we're co-creating, and I've been taught this, how to harness and work with that energy, and these times are hard. I have not by accident been put into this space of deep inner healing and moving the grief of life in so much depth. Some days I move to tears, and it's deeply personal, and it's so much bigger because I'm called to share these things that I don't know how they'll be received. And when I try, it brings up things. I'm walking trigger, and it was guided divinely. We all have our song to sing, and I see how I play in this new life that's coming to form, this new earth we have to build because it's crumbling. It's crumbling, people. I've been shown prophecy, and there's so many prophets and mystics and shamans that walk this earth and sing the same song as I do, and I am so excited to as I'm being taken out of scenarios that didn't honor my song, I am being met with this other world and these other people all seeking to bring harmony to this earth just like I am, and it's been magical. It is a path I'm devoted to. It's one that I've walked, and it's time to come, back into my own song and to sing it. I've always known she wanted to, and it's coming so many ways, and it's changing. And the more I find people, and the more it opens, the more I have the true belief in myself to show up and be okay. That fire's been hard, and I've been a real human in it, regardless of what people think of what I am and what I've done and what I say and what I do and the roles I play. I am so fucking proud of her. She has never, ever, ever faltered from her way, ever, in this entire journey. I don't care what of those of you that may be watching this that have their intentions of their own. I honor you. The compassion I hold for myself is one that's real, and for all of humanity and all of creation, and it's one I deeply feel, and feeling is healing. And I am a medicine for myself and a medicine for this planet and this time, and I'm here to sing her song, and her heart radiates at no matter what I do. She has a place here, and so do you. So welcome to the circle. And so we spiral. So with that, I brought a lot of energy. I have a lot of energy. She's a passion, and she's an energy of so much dimension, and she cannot be separated and closed down and shut down. That's the dysfunction and the disease that I carry in my bones, and every, as I'm working through all of the parts in my body, then healing. I've been working on the roots and the tailbone and the sacral and the leg, and it brings up the fear. I sit in the fear, like those. There's so much depth to healing, and there's many ways to get there, and you find your medicine by listening within, and the breath, your awareness, your expression, and sound. They are tools that harness that energy that you animate and bring that light within you, that lightness of being in your body, where everything is just functioning in a functional way. And can that be, or I truly believe it's like embodiment, the present moment. It's not to shut off, it's to feel and to experience and to respond instead of reenacting the past. And as we have that time to harness that inner awareness, I can tell you it comes in and it turns on and it does guide you. And on my journey, it's one I feared. It's one that's coming in stronger. And as something all of us need to listen to, and I promise you, if you pay attention, I'm sure right now you are noticing your awareness of the life around you is coming more online every day. And that's the magnificence that is happening right now on this planet. And as we align to our inner compass and we harness that brain and heart coherence and come into wholeness with our being, the planet and the world around us will harmonize. One breath, one moment, one exhale at a time. With that, so many blessings. And right now I don't have clarity on exactly how the stanzas are going to come through, or if I'll just post the and getting cloudy in my guidance right now. It's just kind of fading to be done. But yeah, I'm not sure how this Poetic Justice series is going to come, and maybe it's going to be a different poem every day and it's shorter videos. I'm not sure. I like to live in flow. I love to tune in every morning and do my inner alignment practice and come into harmony with myself. Ask, like, looking at what's happening in the day and just kind of say, where do I start from here? And how do I tackle all the things I'm here to do? Where am I going today, and how is that looking? So with that, that is what wanted to be shared in today's space and place, and I'm having fun with playing like a child around my creativity and seeing where all my little seeds I've planted are going to percolate and what that looks like. And I thank you for being here, and I thank you for contribution in this moment wherever you are, because your heart beats and you are a creature of this creation, and you have a song, and I honor you as I honor myself. Many blessings. Until next time. Mwah! All right, where are you? End.